Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Good evening, everyone. This is the MyGridironFace Show for Saturday. The date is January 4th, 2025. Like I said, Happy New Year to you all. One and for all. Hopefully, this will be a great 2025 for you all. We started off crazy already. With the unfortunate event, the domestic disturbance in New Orleans, and also in the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas, and it's a mass shooting in Queens, New York too. So it's kind of crazy. It's starting out crazy already. We're not even like 10 days into the new year already, and it's already crazy. And thoughts and prayers to all the people who are out there, to those unfortunate things that happened also for this nation. Covering the game for the All-State Sugar Bowl, which happened on January 2nd. Like I said, some other crazy event happened that was All-State Sugar Bowl related. Not more so on the field, but more so off the field. I get there in a second. Also, I'll be giving a commentary on that game within itself. Also, some predictions and scenarios and situations on the upcoming games of the Cotton Bowl, and also the All-State. I'm saying All-State. That's the Sugar Bowl. Also, the Capital One Orange Bowl and the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. The Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic that's coming up with Ohio State and Texas, and also Notre Dame, Penn State in the Orange Bowl. Also, not only that, talking about today's NFL games as well. Some playoff pictures and some playoff scenarios and some playoff pictures, some things that are coming up on that whole end right there. But going and getting into the situation on the All-State Sugar Bowl, because that's a game that I didn't cover that night because the game had gotten postponed until January 2nd because of that whole New Orleans situation in Bourbon Street, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get into that real quick. Going over the All-State, just recapping. Basically, all I'm doing is relatively recapping on that Sugar Bowl within itself. Georgia, number 7 Notre Dame defeating Georgia 23-10, and Notre Dame basically just came out, guns drawn, weapons drawn, everything on board. Notre Dame 23, Georgia 10. Georgia, a very disappointing performance, but Riley Leonard with 90 yards rushing, 90 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Also, and the only touchdown that was on the Notre Dame side was Bo Collins for Notre Dame, and Notre Dame giving the second, got the ball back second half, ran for a 98 touchdown run, and the rest of them were field goals. For Notre Dame, also the defense came up, second Georgia 4 times in that game. Georgia 10, Gunnar Stockton in for the severely injured Carson Beck. Carson Beck having season-ending surgery, and in comes Gunnar Stockton. And this is the crazy part about it. Here's a really unique thing about the Gunnar Stockton situation. He hadn't played any regular games all season. Other than that, he was just coming in. Maybe Georgia get up like a real comfortable lead. He may come in and play like 4, 5, 10 snaps. Maybe at the end of the fourth quarter, Georgia is up by 4, 5, 18 touchdowns. He just come in, just doing cleanup work, being the backup, put in the backups, taking out the running backs, taking out the linemen, the receivers, all the starters, putting in the reserves, and just basically just playing cleanup against some I would say some less talented teams. I would say that because you're on the football team, you got the skills to get on that team. So less desirable teams that Gunnar Stockton has had experience with. Now here's the deal: Gunnar Stockton, Carson Beck gets hurt the second half of the SEC championship game playing Texas. Actually, I think they're going to overtime, if I'm not mistaken, on that game. He comes in, plays the second half, and they rally behind him. So number one, he gets put in the game, not during the regular season, during the championship game. He's got to come in and backfield. Georgia's defense saves them on that game. And he also runs in. I think did he run in for the touchdown on the overtime, if I'm not mistaken? I think he did run in for the touchdown in the SEC championship game. Did he pass or did he throw? I forgot what happened, but at any rate, played the whole second half of the SEC championship game. Then guess what? He's in for the Sugar Bowl game. No experience, or very, I would say, little to no experience in big game football play. So basically, Notre Dame saw it. They saw fresh meat, like a lion to a young zebra. Smelt fresh meat, smelt the whole thing. They came in for the kill. And, Notre Dame actually came up with 4 sacks, sacking him 4 times, pressured him a lot. And the whole thing is, I can say about this whole thing too, the receivers of Georgia, the receivers in the right spot, but dropped a lot of balls. So, I would say, I think it was a lot of bad coaching, a lot of out coaching, a lot of out playing. Notre Dame came, they got the energy. I'm a Georgia fan, but outside of my fandom, Notre Dame got the energy. Mike Bobo, there's already been some questions. I don't know if he's going to go at the end of this season. Kirby Smart has a bigger issue has an outside issue with Georgia. This is the craziest part right here, and I think this has a lot to do with a lot of things too. Why his dad was in New Orleans. His dad came out of New Orleans. Sonny Smart, Kirby Smart's father, fell, fractured his hip. Go in, did emergency surgery to do a hip replacement. Thing is that for them doing the hip replacement, what happens is when they did the surgery, it got adverse or allergic complications with that surgery. He winds up dying after the Sugar Bowl. So it's a lot of things to add into this whole thing. He got to coach his big time football game, national championship implications, your dad falling, and he winds up dying after the football game. So my question is that was his mindset, what was his whole mindset the whole time, or his mental? So I can only understand, this whole ball of wax. But needless to say, moving past that, Notre Dame won. We got to look forward to, rest in peace to, rest in honor to Kirby Smart and the passing of your father and things of that nature. But Notre Dame, they moving on. They playing Penn State next week in the Orange Bowl. So moving forward to that, they do have Penn State in the They have Penn State in the Orange Bowl again, Capital One Orange Bowl again. Texas playing Ohio State in the college football playoff semifinals. They move forward to that. All right, there it is, right there. So this is the matchups that we have next week. As you can see, Penn State, Notre Dame winning by 2. Well, that's actually what the line is. And Ohio State winning by a touchdown. Now, here's my deal. That's going to be a very crazy matchup right there. I think next week's probably going to be a very pivotal week for these matchups right here. I'm going to get to the NFL in a minute with those 2 games. But with Notre Dame and playing Penn State, I think they're 2 evenly matched teams. I think that Notre Dame, their defense is playing lights out right now. And also Penn State, they got a good defense too, with James Franklin, Marcus Freeman. Notre Dame, I had to give Notre Dame a little credit. I think Notre Dame can pull that thing out next week, if you ask me. One of the things they're going to have to pay attention to Drew Aller and Ty Warren for, what was his name? Ty Warren for the Penn State Nittany Lions. So those guys are pretty good. Like I said, Drew Aller and also the running back Keytron Allen. So they're gonna have to watch out for him too. So they have a pure running game. They have a tight end game. So I think Penn State, they're gonna give Notre Dame a battle. It's gonna be a very close game, in my opinion. I think these teams are relatively gonna be evenly matched in everything. I do like the fact that that Notre Dame they have it even for even. With Penn State, Nicholas Singleton for Penn State and Keytron Allen, their running game that they have, and also Tyler Warren with their tight end and Amari Evans. So they're gonna be pretty good. I think they're gonna be ready for that. And also Notre Dame, you have to watch out. And here's another thing about his dynamic about Notre Dame. With Riley Leonard, they're running attack that they have. And here's another thing about Notre Dame I would say about that. Notre Dame runs the same type of offense that Georgia Tech runs. Is it Trey King? No, the quarterback last name is King from Georgia Tech. Georgia struggled a lot against running quarterbacks. They are not good at running quarterbacks. They have a lot They don't have a lot of lane integrity, and they don't know their blocks. And it's something about these running quarterbacks that the Bulldogs have had struggles with. So if you're a running quarterback and you playing Georgia, I mean, I think there's one weak spot that Georgia has. But at any rate, I think these are two evenly matched teams. I mean, both these teams have running backs. I mean, good running quarterbacks in Riley Leonard and Notre Dame, and also Drew Allar with Penn State. So it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a relatively evenly matched game. I think the scores are gonna be a lot closer than what it is. It won't be a 23-10 type scoring game. I think both teams are gonna score. I think I can see like a 30-28, or maybe like I'll say maybe like a 24-21 type game, with that whole aspect of the Sugar Bowl. Now, moving on to Texas and Ohio State. Whew. Hey, the odds are Ohio State by 6. Me personally, they got a defense and they got an offense. Look, right now, Ohio State, I'll put it just like this. This is just my opinion. I think that game next week between Ohio State and Texas will be the de facto of the national championship. Same thing like it was back in about 2 or 3 years ago when Georgia played Ohio State in the Peach Bowl, and they went on to beat TCU, blowing them out like crazy. I think in this case right here, I think the Ohio State and Texas game will be the national championship game, because I don't see nobody right now, just in my opinion, being Ohio State. Texas may wind up and eke one out. They are playing in Texas. It is a home game. Texas, they do got a defense. But I think that, oh my God, Ohio State, they got too much firepower. You talking about, Will Howard, Jeremiah Smith, 6'3", 225. Ain't nobody catching that boy. They basically have to put they're basically gonna have to put a bracket coverage on him. And they're gonna have to pull a man, they're gonna have to man up, they're gonna have to play a man-to-man at Buka. And then he plays on, and they're gonna have to do some brackets and do some man-to-man and some ISOs and do some zones, because they coming. And then Ohio State, they got a good running back as well. Oh my, what am I doing here? Yeah, so Ohio State, they're gonna, I think next week's probably gonna be the national championship game de facto. If you ask me, don't get me the line about it, but Ohio State, them boys they just basically out there playing like crazy. And also, not only that, they got Trevion Henderson, and also Quinshon Judkins too. So Ohio State has too much relatively. They have a lot of firepower. Now, Texas do have a defense. They do have a front four that can get to you. So now Texas do got a good defense, but I think Ohio State has a lot of weapons. And look, I'm an SEC guy, but like I said, outside of my fandom, I just think Ohio State has a lot of firepower. And we're gonna have to see how that goes. Just in my opinion, that's in Ohio State by 6. I can see Ohio State went about a touchdown and a field goal. This, if you ask me, this is my prediction. But like I said, the game still got to be played. We're gonna find out next week. Now here's the deal. Here's a wrinkle in this. Don't be surprised if Steve Sarkisian put in Archie Manning. That could be a different dynamic right there. If he puts Archie Manning and plays both of those quarterbacks at one time, that could be an interesting dynamic. So it might be a surprise up in there. But if it's going straight up with Quinn Ewers and Will Howard, Ohio State could possibly win that thing. But we'll find out what's going on. We're gonna see what's gonna go on next week and everything in that Cotton Bowl. But congratulations to Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame. Y'all got the energy. The bowl game's coming up next week, and after next week, it's national championship game. But I'll be covering that on Saturday as well, and also with the NFL. Now, moving on to the NFL. Let me go ahead and go on to the NFL. Very great day in the NFL. Baltimore, once again, they claimed the AFC North title by winning their game today with the Steelers. Baltimore, 35. Pittsburgh, Baltimore 35. The Browns was 10. Lamar Jackson, another Lamar Jackson with another MVP effort. The Cleveland Browns. Bailey Zapp, 170 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Very bad. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I don't know if he got benched out the game, got put out the game, got hurt or whatever. Just 13 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Also, Baltimore with a pick 6 as well. I'll get there in a minute. Deontay Foreman, 10 yards, just 10 yards carrying, 27 yards. Also, Jordan Atkins with the only touchdown, the lone touchdown for the Browns, which is 6 yards receiving. Also, the Browns with no sacks, just 10, and no sacks. Baltimore with the touchdown. The Browns with the touchdown and the field goal. Now, Baltimore, moving on to Baltimore. The Ravens, Lamar Jackson, 217 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Also with 63 yards rushing, no touchdowns. No rushing touchdowns. But Derrick Henry, once again, 20 carries, 138 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews with touchdowns today for Lamar Jackson. Also with 2 sacks today. Congratulations to Baltimore. Y'all got the energy. This is just my belief right here. I think Lamar Jackson is, i.e., Lamar Jackson is working on his 3rd MVP. And this is 3rd or 4th one. I think he's 3rd MVP. He may be a unanimous MVP. You know, you still got Josh Allen. He's always in the running, but Lamar, oh boy, just showing out. Like I said, this is the last game of the season for these guys. And here's an interesting point. Because of Pittsburgh losing and Cincinnati winning, and you know, Cincinnati, they have a dollar scenario situation. I'm gonna get to that game in a minute. With the Bengals winning, I think if it's a tie, you know, if the Jets tie or beat Miami tomorrow and the Chargers win or lose, Denver lose. If Denver wins or lose, if Denver lose, then you know, Cincinnati, I think they'll lock in the 7th playoff spot. Now, here's the deal. I'm gonna get to this Pittsburgh game real quick, the Steelers and Bengals game, and I'm gonna come back to that other situation with on the Ravens game in a minute, because it's all relative and all connected. Now, Joe Burrow, 277 yards. Bengals 19, Steelers 17. Game came all the way down to the wire. Joe Burrow, 277 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Also, 69 yards passing for Khalil Herbert, and no touchdowns. But guess what? Jamar Chase, 96 yards receiving, 1 touchdown. Jamar Chase probably winning the Triple Crown again, if I'm not mistaken. Also, the Bengals with 4 sacks today. Trey Hendrickson with 3.5 sacks. 3.5 sacks on that Pittsburgh Steelers offense. My bad. Russell Wilson bombed out today. George Pickens bombed out today. 148 yards passing for the Steelers. Russell Simmons, 1 touchdown. Najee Harris, 1 touchdown. I think it's the only touchdown. No. They got 1 more touchdown. Pat Freiermuth with the touchdown in the 4th quarter. Almost coming back from the Steelers, 1 touchdown, and also Steelers with 4 sacks today as well. But like I said, the Bengals, y'all got the energy. George Pickens played horrible today. 3 drops. Very bad. A very bad performance by George Pickens. Also, that offensive line for them Steelers, very bad. Was not protecting Russell Wilson. They ate all day back there today. Brushed him, hurried him out. Russell Wilson, I hate to say it, it might be time for you to hang them things up in a minute, man. I'll say, go and hang him up, man. Call it today. Go ahead and let Jordan Fields, quote unquote, take over. Now, I say that to say this right here. Now, the fact that the Steelers lost today, they're still going to the playoffs, but guess what? They are the 6th seed. Here's what's crazy about it. Because they are the 6th seed, they have to go to Baltimore next week again and play them again. Now, they've already won. They lost 4 straight already. They've already lost 4 straight already with the Steelers, and they're looking pretty bad right now. Like I said, again, that score is 19-17, and they almost came back. Hold on, the Steelers have lost, let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, they lost 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Steelers has lost 4 straight games. So now, and then they on a losing streak, and guess what? Now they got to come back, and they got to go to Baltimore next week and play Lamar Jackson and company. And you got to play Derrick Henry, and you got to play Zay Flowers and all them boys. And guess what? That defense that Baltimore played today, installing Humphreys and Washington, Humphreys at the nickel, and Humphreys at the safety, and Kyle Van Noy picked up $500,000 a day for every sack he got over. He got paid $250,000 per sack because he met his bonus and it's the senators. So he picked up $500,000 a day, $250,000 a sack. So Kyle Van Noy picking up today. Baltimore, they shut down Cleveland today. and the way that Pittsburgh played, and they got to go to Baltimore next week and play, it don't look good. It does not look good at all. It's some other situations that are going on. Denver has a shot if they beat Kansas City. Los Angeles Chargers, they have a shot if they win their game tomorrow. Falcons, they got a slight of a shot. They can beat the Panthers, but the Buccaneers beating the Saints. They beating the Saints. I don't care what nobody say. Unless it's just some crazy surprise. But Buccaneers are going, well, I'm just saying it for right now, but like I said, they could change, coming into, tomorrow, because, the games ain't been played yet. Also, the game is tomorrow night, Detroit and Minnesota. That's going to be the game of the year right there. That's like the game, believe it or not, that's like the NFC Championship game, if you ask me. Whether Detroit wins or Minnesota wins, the Super Bowl is going to have to come through Minnesota or Detroit, whichever one. I like Detroit in the contest. Detroit, like I've been saying the whole year long, they are the scariest team in the NFL. They're just, if you ask me. So Detroit, you think, man, we going to beat these dudes. They ain't got him. But for some reason, they always find a way to beat you. That's going to be the game right there. So, yep, be sitting back watching the game tomorrow night. I'm going to be coming back on tomorrow night, recapping tomorrow's NFL games as well as the one from the night. I just reiterate, after these games are played, because the playoff picture is relatively going to be set. I think Pittsburgh playing Baltimore, from what I've been hearing, what's being reported. But the playoff picture will be clear after tomorrow, so we find out who going well, who going to play who, and who going to do this and do that, and I give my predictions. Like I said, the live stream will be after the the Lions Vikings game, the Detroit Lions Minnesota Vikings game, after their Sunday night in the football night in America game, Sunday night, tomorrow night. That's my show for the night. I won't gonna hold you long. Peace out. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. I'll be putting out the posts on Facebook and social media. I'll let you guys know when to tune in.